Welcome to HoodooTube, your one-stop shop for reviews of fantasy, horror, and supernatural entertainment for the African diaspora. I'm almost finished watching the first season of the captivating French thriller fantasy series Mortel, which premiered in 2019 and gave us 2 seasons. Admittedly, I'd wished I'd caught this series when it premiered, but I had no idea the series was deeply based off of West African and Haitian voodoo, which makes total sense because this series is based in France, the European nation that colonized both the birthplace of voodoo, Benin, and Haiti, one of voodoo practitioners' most prominent diasporas. This series follows the lives of French high school students, particularly high school badass and bully Sofiane, and the nerdy outcast Victor, who accidentally gains supernatural powers from a voodoo loa or god named Obey. Both Sofiane and Victor are grieving recent traumas, with Sofiane's brother going missing and presumed dead, and Victor being socially isolated and attempting self-harm. Though Sofiane and Victor know little at all about voodoo, they both have chance encounters with Louisa, another student at their school who was raised by her grandmother, who happens to be a voodoo priestess. Though Louisa learns voodoo rituals from grandmother, who treats steadfast clients in their apartment, Louisa doesn't take her own voodoo abilities seriously until she has her own traumatic experiences that connect her to the same mystery Sofiane and Victor are trying to solve. Sofiane seems to be despised and feared by most of the other students at school, except for his girlfriend, who he has a good time with when he's upset or distressed. When Sofiane gets a lead on what happened to his brother, he's confronted with the supernatural voodoo loa named Obey, who starts to tempt him to take people's lives who may have possibly harmed his brother. After studying online, Sofiane and Victor become unlikely partners and accidentally make a pact with Obey, who grants them supernatural abilities, though neither of them fully trust the dark spirit. Though from what I found online, Obey is not a real voodoo loa. He is likely compared to the Petwa loa, while some loa arada were considered sweet, that control spiritual aspects of calm and goodness. Petwa loa are fiery loa, considered hot-tempered, and embody harsher spiritual aspects like anger, violence, and death. I loved this series tapped into relatable topics that young people genuinely deal with in high school, but used magic to make those topics imaginative. Many of the students that Sofiane, Victor, and Louisa work to save are being attacked by evil spirits that take away their spirit to speak or even leave their own bedrooms. Another masked evil voodoo practitioner is using magic and substances to sexually exploit other students at school, and Sofiane later discovers his brother was murdered by a serial killer. Another dark voodoo practitioner who uses his own powers in connection to Obey to sacrifice his victims. Obey is the Loa, who is stuck between 2 worlds, this world and the other voodoo dimensions, and being in this world for too long literally burns him, so he can only stay for short periods of time, which he uses to tempt mortals who can see him. He has several powers he uses throughout the series, but because of him, Sofiane gains the ability to control people's bodily autonomy, making them do whatever he wants. Victor gains the ability to read people's minds and search their thoughts, making him a useful psychic. Because Louisa is an actual initiated voodoo practitioner, she becomes the main spellcaster of the friend group with the most diverse amount of magical abilities as long as she knows the spell to cast for her desired outcome. I also love that Louisa's grandmother, Elizabeth, isn't just a powerful voodoo priestess. We also see in the series that she's actually connected to an underground community of voodoo practitioners who want to stop Obey from spreading evil. So even though Victor, Louisa, and Sofiane become aware that voodoo magic is real, they have no idea that there are numerous practitioners that are in their town who have been practicing longer than they have. I'm excited to finish this season and see how these characters grow in season 2.